Back in my prison days, there were multiple shower stalls, and the temperature control was dictating the temperature of all the showers, right? And so when people came in to shower next to me, they would scream out because it was cold. It was as cold as the temperature would allow me. And they would scream and shout and call me a psycho and complain. And because why? I was taking exclusively cold showers for 2 years straight. No exception, no excuses. Only cold water, 30 minutes every day, sometimes twice a day. And it was cold, sure, but you get used to it. There was some psychological benefit to overcoming myself every single day. Because it would be the first thing I did in the morning. Wake up at 6, 7 in the morning, get straight into the cold shower, 30 minutes. That would be my morning routine, breath work, meditation, qigong, yoga, every single day. That was my prison routine. And it was good, but in hindsight, I've learned so much about cold showers. And when I started calisthenics whilst in prison and studying about fitness online, I realized that protein synthesis can actually be limited by 15–30% following cold exposure. And so I was in the position, hey, do I want to lose this protein synthesis benefit? Do I want to minimize my muscle gain for the sake of some cold therapy, some cold torture? No, I didn't think it was worth it. And so you see people like Wim Hof and so many others nowadays proclaim that cold exposure is the greatest healer of all, that is going to boost your immune system and do all sorts for you. But although it reduces inflammation not being a bad thing, mind you, by and of itself, the way that it reduces inflammation is by slowing down your lymphatic system, slowing down your immune system. It doesn't boost your immune system, it just hinders it. Inflammation is a function of the immune system. And so by you limiting it, by you slowing it down, you're not healing anything, you're slowing down your healing process. That is why the guy who first came up with the idea of putting ice cold on a new fresh wound, he retracted that statement later on. He found out later that is going to limit the healing potential of the body if you cool it down. What happens if you put something in the fridge? It slows down the decay. And so your body is not decaying. It is continually replenishing itself, trying to repair itself. But if you slow that down, you're not healing anything. And that's the same for your protein synthesis. You damage the muscle, and the muscle requires protein, it requires glucose to fill up the deposits. And you're cooling the system down. You're virtually putting yourself in the fridge. You're slowing down. And so many of these belief systems, these purported health benefits are BS. They're not true. They're not true. And if you actually delve even more into it, you find that it is just a stressor to your system. Most of us, myself included, live in constant stress. There are environmental pollutants in our food, in our water. We're mentally polluted with social media, staying online, doom scrolling all day. I'm a victim too. I'm guilty too. And so there is so much stress in our lives. Jobs, debts, things we need to show up for, right? All these things constantly, it's bombarding us. Watching the news, you're just blown away by all the stress, by all the trauma, by the fear. That is how they want us to live. And so, yeah, there's the concept of hormesis, where you adapt to stress. You're able to tolerate and build resilience towards stress by stressing yourself even more. But there is a limit to that. And there is especially a limit to that when you're living constantly in stress already. And so pick your stressors carefully and wonder for a moment if cold exposure is going to be an additional stressor to your system. Because what it does is triggers cortisol and adrenaline release. It drains you, it fatigues you. Yes, you feel great afterwards because you put your body in a survival situation and your body is just pleasing you with happy hormones and neurotransmitters, endorphins, because you escaped, you survived. It doesn't reward you for taking a cold shower, it rewards you for surviving the cold shower. And so we need to realize that we got it all backwards. We don't need to torture ourselves, to torment ourselves needlessly more than we do already. Spare yourself. There is enough stress in your life. Please, just take care of yourself, calm down, notice, recognize what is actually beneficial and what is not. And cold exposure doesn't check the mark, in my book at least. So with that, please check out the Discord link in the description. Join my new community. I hope to see you there. I hope to talk with you, hang out. I wish you all the best. Much love. Take care. Bye.